Reverend Pram Pram from Tema House in Busso. Engineer Joe Dido. Charles of Osunsia in Weja. Frank from Manfield. Greetings to Sabarima. Stephen Jampo, I see you. Judith Seto in Burma Camp in the building. Sammy Sonkro, I see you. Papa Tete Wayo Simpson from Tema. Tema Community 7 behind EcoBank inside the Lali Palace restaurant. Very specific. Malik in Adenta, I see you. Eugenia Sintimedi. Ever faithful, ever sure. Lawyer Martin Pebu, thanks for tuning in and being loyal. Kwame Obrimpong in Bachona. Fred Frimpong Bafi. Oye in Afienya. I haven't seen you, but I'm marking you. Ajiman Joseph, Community 9. Udotai Ni Udotai. Sing, dig into the song. Nana Dr. Edusa Kodia, the people of the Peninsula, the Peninsula Resort. In the UK. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for staying loyal. Where are my Canadians? Where are my Germans? Where are my Saudi Arabians? Yes, we're listening to you live at Raincoat. Trace in Community 25. Clarissa Big Moswale, Sakumono Estate. Emmanuel Houston in Germany, there you go. Thanks for tuning in. We thank MTN for the cake. Very nice gesture. Thank you, MTN. one and only Queen Borisa. Swagger Queen Borisa, thanks for tuning in. Yogi is present. Dr. Udro sign. Auntie Misonu Amu. Akono Daka. Manuel Houston, I see you. Germans are in. The Canadians are in. The Londoners are in. And all the Ghana folks are ready. Happy birthday to my son, Abeku Sankofi. United States of Ashiaman, Ramford is listening live. For all of you who want to spend this Easter in style, well, if you're feeling stuck and you need to break free this Easter, dive into the joy and the fun awaiting you in South Africa. Whether solo, with a special someone, or with family, come savor the experience, treasure the moment that transform into cherished memories. That's the cake and the cherry on top. You can do it all without a visa. Holiday in South Africa your way. Own it, love it, share it. There's so much more to see. Visit southafrica.net today. Get started. South Africa with no visa. Nice holiday, nice thought. But in the meantime, in between time, we start the way we start. Folks, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know, I'll say that again. Wise old African saying. It says, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao, the fourth Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu, Edumasa. And I say thank God it's Monday. Another beautiful opportunity. Folks, the things we take for granted, the things that abundance can make you do, just to be able to come on air, speak your mind, vent our grief without fear or favor. Go and come peacefully. Let us not take it for granted. No matter how bad things are, don't take it for granted. Well, here we are again with one of the finest rituals on radio. And you make it so rich. You are there, make this show so rich. And it's only on Joy 99.7 FM. Every Monday at this time, make it a point to always join us. Our topic today, folks, no shame, no guilt, no honor. No shame, no guilt, no honor. I'd say let us all gather and make truth good. There's this age-old saying folks, that I shall care for you till your teeth grow, so that you shall care for me until mine fall out. Again, a wise old African saying. I shall care for you till your teeth grow, so that you shall care for me till my teeth fall out. This was the cardinal rule that applied to the relationship between parents and children, wards and guardians. That was it. That was it. Folks, they say one shall give birth, but the community shall raise the child. Folks, the duty on every adult to guide, protect, and provide for any child in their care or even within proximity was paramount. The young ones of today, you may not have experienced this culture. They say, me, myself, and now you have your fence walls and your electric barbed wires and Alsatian dogs. Who's going to care for you? Only maid servant, asa. But those days, folks, the duty of every adult to guide, protect, and provide for any child in their care or even within proximity, folks, was paramount. And I'm saying the young ones of today may not have experienced this culture. When your parents were not around, the next adult automatically took up the role from feeding to discipline. Folks, this culture was so entrenched that sometimes it became irritating for the hosting family's children. I mean, that your mom may seem to be giving a little more to the other children whose parents are not around. Sometimes that extra yam that could have filled you up may be given to the guest children. And if by evening their parents were not back, they will bathe in the house and even sleep. This was, folks, normal. You haven't done anything. It's not, it was normal. There was nothing to it. It was expected. Adults were busily grooming and nurturing children to be responsible so that when they grew old and frail, they would also take care of them. Folks, that's why for a long time, the idea of elderly homes was not conceivable, in this side of the world. No, for a long time. It's only now that you see them creeping in one after the other. But no, your mom has cared for you. You now have a good standing in society. So you go and put her in a home. Society will frown upon you. Your mom may even curse you. Hey, you got to me actually. So that was it. That was the cardinal rule. It was there. It wasn't just it was there. Mom cared for you until she was old and frail, and then you returned the favor until you send her off. She nursed you to get teeth, and when her teeth fell out, you also nursed her. So what happened? That the same people I am talking about, the same cultured or supposedly cultured Ghanaians, today when given the opportunity to take care of children, we treat them like trash. If you listen to Kwete Neti's report on foods given to our wards in SHS, it is worrying. Folks, the scary part, maybe for me, I don't know for you, is that we have this culture. So the scary part for me in this case is that every generation serves the next worse food than they got. Back in the days when they were eating too much chicken in Legon, they were complaining too much eggs, they were complaining, can you imagine? Up until now. So you realize that as we go on, we always serve the worst food for those behind. And I'm just wondering where we are now, what the next generation will be served. I'm sort of plate in the bar. No, I be carrying alcohol. So you must, when you are coming to the dining hall, bring edible plates at this rate and edible spoons. So when you sit there and nothing comes, you just eat the plate, get up and go. If the trend continues, folks, cassava for Gary, cassava for ampesi, yam, palm oil, beans, granules, pepper, onion, salt, cooking oil, fish, rice, maize, egg, oranges, pineapple, watermelon, mango, chicken. Folks, in all honesty, in 2024, in Ghana today, these things I'm mentioning sound so far-fetched and luxurious to the extent that I sound mad and ridiculous for even thinking that this can be served in school in generous portions or helpings to children. Banching near bro. Banching near bro. As for flour for bread, I'm even shy to suggest it. My favorite class may suggest it. It's like they think that I'm all bodam. Bro do. Once a week when you're back with you, people be far. Oh, you're lucky. But folks, how can these items be rationed? Cassava. Folks, on Judgment Day, what do we tell God? That we couldn't plant enough cassava? On Judgment Day, God be saying, why weren't you feeding the children in school? Yen to me and we are banchi baby. I don't understand. So, folks, a budget is presented with everything that's needed in the amount and quantity. We then sign it and send it off. And then you sit and wait. That's the culture now. The school you bring your budget, in your more opinion, now you do your wish list, sign it as though you've been given it, and you sit and wait. A call comes through from breakfast stock, come for rice. You are given what you are given. You are even grateful that you got some. Come for oil. You are grateful that you got some. Folks, and I am told on authority, the rice will come with 50 kg stamped on it, put it on the scale, and it's 35 kilograms. Same for maize. The weight on the rice or the maize, you put it on the scale, and it's not that much. Say, my God. And koleduane. And koleduane. Food for children. I mean, are you serious? How much do you want to amass in your lifetime? So you become so desperate that food for children. I mean, is there even blessing in such money? Is there even blessing? That's kind of they go to a bank now. You're sending your children to GIS and flying them abroad and stuff like that. I mean, is there even blessing in that money? Knowing very well that millions of children are hungry. And when you there's no blessing in this. So I ask, what even happens to the balance of the items? Because it's never carried over. Money for sports, money for culture day, nothing comes. And then we move into the following year. Meanwhile, we have signed that this is our wish list. Who knows if somebody is even claiming on your behalf or is not there? Many items never get to the schools. Many items never get to the schools. Meanwhile, beginning of the year, you sign it all off and send it away. And yet we are told billions and billions are spent on SHS. We are told billions. So I wonder, folks, because we hear that schools will be cut off because they didn't pay their light bill. You know, nothing gets rolled over. Their food did not turn up. It is kind of way. Billions what's happening to it? Is it that still it's not enough and that we need extra? I don't know. Is it that it's not enough? Because per the billions you are telling us, this is the amount we are spending to run SHS. Still are Ansah. Folks, Leaders with no shame, no guilt, no honor, suicidal. Leaders with no shame, no guilt, no honor. Folks, they will tell you, oh, this is an isolated problem. Folks, we must come back to the table and really rethink, all of us, because leadership so be proud to me no guilt, absolutely no honor. The very things that defined us as Ghanaians, these were the very characters that defined us as Ghanaians. And all throughout history, you look at some of the sacrifices and some of the things that our forebears did. The fear of shame, so that they didn't get guilty, so that they got some honor. Now all lost. Who have we become? Folks, only God will probably be able to define or position us where they want to position us, because maybe you do it and you're heading. The most basic of foods, the most fertile of lands, and the most starved children. How do you do this equation? The most basic of foods. Tomatoes ni jeni bunch. The most fertile lands and in abundance. The most idle hands, and yet the most starved children. Folks, when you have no shame, no guilt, no honor. Folks, leaders must have fear of shame. They must be worried about guilt and concerned about their honor. In the absence of these, the results are not good. Now, if you listen to interviews, so sad, leadership, defending this sad situation, so sickening, near evil, no apology, no remorse. I'm afraid we are talking about children's feeding. Children are not asking for bicycles, or they are not asking for, flat screen TVs, or they are not asking for video games. No. They just want Gary to put on their beans. A little fish. That's what we are talking about. Is this something to even talk about? Heads of schools have been gagged or are afraid of being victimized. So they won't talk. In fact, they can't be bothered anymore. One hour you are buying, you brought the children here, you bring the food, I give it to them. If you don't bring it, enka. They can't be bothered anymore. They need their jobs, their sanity. Some are nearing retirement. They won't even risk it. They won't even risk it. Folks, are we really talking about children's food? Ghana. Ghana, we are talking about food that children will eat. We are not in war. We are not in a drought. We are not in a farming season. The conditions are ripe. And we are here talking about rice, gari, banchi, beans, peanuts, sorghum. Folks, we are not talking about lobsters, bluefin tunas, Aberdeen Angus steak, banchi azem niyeking, banchi. May God forgive us. Folks, may God really, really pardon us. Folks, may God really pardon us. Because this is somewhere near the bottom. That we know the amount of children we are sending into school. We know. We know the amount of children who are going to write the exams. We know. We know how long it takes for cassava to mature. How long for corn to mature. We know how many bags a child will eat per year. We know all that calculation. So if today we are here and our children are in school starving, And yet he can see big grammar. Big grammar. No remorse. No shame. We have no shame. As for honor, we don't even know what it is. And honor, we don't even know what honor is. And you're watching it. No guilt. There are certain things that is unacceptable. There's certain things that's unacceptable. And this is really, really unacceptable. That a Ghanaian, we can all come together and have this as a situation or a problem, which is so rife and dire in secondary schools. Everywhere. I go to schools, maybe I'm headmasters, we bring them in for. So I talk to them, and obviously they will open up to me. Every time, it is disgusting. So if the PRO, he says on your onteya, nitrinkwa, wenyangu dito. Oh yes, you've got red oil, so mash your yam and eat it. You've got red oil, so mash your yam and eat it. Every time, it is disgusting out there. And the headmasters and the heads of the schools, Jack, you brought your children. You say you bring the food. Bring it. If you won't bring it, it is one bowl per student. If you bring me half a bowl, I'll give them half a bowl. I think we should all be ashamed. I think we should all be ashamed. I know one way or the other we should all be ashamed. The food, basic food for children. Basic. The basics food. Banchi. Yetwini gari. Keke. Akosi ampenyi se mi na yi adumasa. Obeko bi e wotwi gari. Tese wotwini gari esi. Tese basic. Na abufra to school. Waiting for gari to come. Beans takes like 2-3 months for beans to grow. Na abufra to school or train beans. As for these basics there, folks, we should have given it shouldn't even come to the table for discussion. Of all our challenges, yes, we haven't been able to get laptop for every student. Yeah, that's a valid thing to come and sit here and talk about. That way, where are the laptops for the children? Where's the internet for the children? I think that's where the argument should be. That's what we should be here talking about. Now, Gary, no way. Gary, Banche, no way. Oh, please. Folks, you can add some, you can take some out, but you talk to me. 0302 216 541. Saying that, listen, the weather is too hot, so the government should provide air conditioners in the classrooms so that the children will get comfortable. That kind of thing. They should provide air conditioners in the dormitories now and kolani comfortable kakra. There you, Gary, ni beans. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, this is Benjamin Adenta.
Benjamin, let me hear you.
Yes. The God factor, is what I disagree with you on. We always talk about the God factor. Yeah, the man yami, farmer yami, that kind of thing. God will judge them and please, we are supposed to take our destinies into our own hands. If Americans, Chinese, those in Singapore were also talking about the God factor, I don't think they will be where they are today. Because the kinds of leaders that we have is such a shame. And they even force themselves on. Some people run for president for 3 times. When they get into office, and then they say levels don't change. So it's like they are there to enjoy themselves. A minister is appointed, for instance, at Greek. you have a lot of work to do. The chief from the village, everybody will come to parliament. It's like you have been pushed to something that's like gold. So they also come and tell you all kinds of things. Bring middlemen here. They call them aggregators. I was surprised when Brian Champon is doing the same thing that never get resolved. But on the Super Money show, he wasn't questioned that much. He was talking about aggregators, middlemen everywhere, and it's not working. Why don't you get to the farmers direct? You're going to give anything you have to the farmers direct. So we're going to have these problems. And our leaders are people who are so apologetic. They unapologetic, that's what I mean. They have no shame. And Nana, they are elders in churches. They found a new way. And Christianity is one of our beings. That is why we're not getting good leaders. Because these people go to church, so what they do is, after stealing the money, after living large, they go to ask for forgiveness. And they believe that God will forgive them, no matter what kind of sins you commit. So I think it's time for us to be thinking along these lines. If you go to elsewhere, like Japan, China, where they believe in, is it Buddhism? Where they believe in karma, they believe in reincarnation, So people, they are living upright. But here, steal all the money. They will make you elder in church. So the leaders have no shame. And this is the way it's going to continue until we, the people, take our destinies into our own hands by hitting the streets, demonstrating. Because it's so sad that children cannot be fed in a country with so much land. And sometimes I'm just amazed. And if they tell you how much to the Greek ministry for planting for food and jobs, billions of dollars. Where's the accountability? Nobody is accounting to you. All of them, nobody accounts. And the children are hungry. Even if the headmaster should speak, you will be fired. The 50 kg you were talking about, Nana, I think it was even, how do you call it, you have been charitable to them. We also did the investigation, because if they say 50 kg, sometimes they even give 20 kg. I bet you can check this yourself. And this has been happening. And the people are living good. Their children are in GIS, Land Cruisers. A child has a Land Cruiser waiting for them. It's like drop them in school, go and pick them up. They travel abroad for medical care and all of that. And they don't care about you, because in the end, once they are Christians or Muslims, they go and ask for forgiveness. So we have to take our destiny into our hands. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening, Nana. Thank God for keeping you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nana, my WhatsApp is messing it up. That's why I didn't see me over there.
Ajima Joseph, but I registered you.
Yeah, okay, for sure. Instant can you win some idea? Yes, I know. And when I was attending Romakaric DSS at Akima Cross, we went for a vast land, plant, maize, plantain, and cassava. So when it's time for our day, fufu, rice, bankun, kenke was what we were eating, and it came from our farm. Wow. So I don't see why feeding these children should be a problem. But you are saying that they don't feel shame, they don't even apologize for the wrong thing doing. How many times have you heard of any investigative journalist coming out with a documentary, and an official will wake up and say that we are sorry for that, we will make sure we do things right? They don't feel shame because there's a blame game. The government will say that we are providing them. And they also say that they are not coming. They also say that when we provide, then they don't give it to the children. It is even alleged that when they supply these stuffs to the schools, then some of them will balance these food stuffs and put it in the market to sell. So in Ghana here, wherever you put somebody in a position, they just try to enrich themselves. And they don't feel ashamed. Nana, this is our problem. Nana, God bless you for hitting on this topic.
God bless you too, my brother. Hello, and who's talking to me?
Nana Kwesi.
Nana Kwesi, let me hear you.
Nana Kwesi, and it doesn't go. The little that goes to, they are selling it. So the thing is, it's not about leadership, Nana. I don't understand. You are sending food to some people. The food is handed over to a group of people. Somebody is to make sure that the food has arrived and it has served its purpose, right? So if we are complaining that these food do not have food, then it comes to bear that the food was sent. who is being held responsible? I've never heard that. I think recently we had few of them, but I don't hear it very often that people are stuck for some of these things. We leave a lot of things to chance. I don't know what the parents are also doing. You are parent union right now. I don't know whether they are still participating themselves from the teachers. You are parent union all across the country. How about you people also mobilizing yourselves together and send the government a message? How about I don't want to? Because we need solutions. Government saying that I've done this. See, now sometimes this is no fact. The school will come out that they don't have food. And the next thing you hear is, oh, spend food is on the way going. You know what happens? Sometimes I write down. Rice in Kanye, that's a good. When you let someone, you a pizza. This in Kanye, that is the food I see as their food. This in Kanye, they are never come away. Shit. And when you complain, that's how you said. When a health people complain, then the person becomes a victim. So you see, from up top, from when you go on the crano, I'm going to cry. Because you're going to cry now, then they victimize you. So everybody is learning. You understand? And so you see where it's coming from. If when you put on the crano, they don't like the truth. You say the truth. It's either they take you to the from village, you are suspended, or something. So we are all seeing, we are all learning. So who will tell the truth? Who will tell the truth? It's just about the quantity and the quantity and the quantity. We've done VHS and we were able to employ this number of students a year. Yes, so I have here. And we are telling you that the system, no, it's okay, it's good. But we can see that the burden is too much. So you are not able to do, let us come in. Advising no that. Do you know why it's like that? Because the government wants to do. So we have a campaign message. So that people, the opposition will also say that, oh, you couldn't do it to full length. So on also I'm finished that. Obeying the same then tomorrow they will say that, oh, they will use the number of people who are able to admitted in the various schools as campaign message.
Thank you very much, Nana Kwesi. Thank you so much. This one says, good evening, Nana. Thank you for the show. It's serious, sad, and wicked to hear such things happening in the schools while the leaders are not even ready to accept and apologize. It's really shocking, shameful, and sad. I'm just sad for the children. All they know is miss priorities all over by this wicked government. However, God is watching them one by one, and surely their time will come. From Lovelace Nanayao in the UK. Hello, who's talking to me? Oh, there's nobody there. Nana, good evening. I am Jonas from Adidome. Please, Nana, these children are suffering. So this so-called free senior high now students are to come to dining hall with their own gari, yet our so-called leaders waste money on unnecessary things. God help us. God indeed help us. Good evening, and I think it's about time we call a spade and stop this shameful attitude. Our leaders don't think about us. Happy belated birthday to LC Nana Krantima Danso and K Danso in Dowenya. Hello, and who's talking to me?
Nana, my name is Senyo. I'm calling you from Australia.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Okay. First and foremost, it's very sad for our kids to be going through this. We pray that the good Lord will take the care of them so they become good citizens in society. Banana, I will say one thing. Just as our leaders are doing to these kids, tomorrow, when we are old, these kids would have to provide medicines for us in the hospital as aged people. And I believe you, these people will also not mind us. And this is how we are building this country. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. A very scary reality. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Clarissa. I'm speaking from the Sakmono Estate.
Big Moss, let me hear you.
Nana,
Yes.
God is disappointed in us.
Mm.
God is so disappointed in us. We call ourselves Christians. We go to church, we read the Bible, and come to think of this time that we are in Lent. We are fasting and praying, but we are doing other things. These children in school, they are taxpayer children. Mm-hmm. When taxes are paid, some of that money is supposed to be used to take care of them. In fact, when you look at the kind of food which was served, I saw it on social media. I was so disappointed. What are we doing to the future leaders? Are we grooming them to grow up to take our place, or we are trying to destroy them? In fact, if we don't do something about this, they will grow up and know that, after all, if I go to school and I didn't eat any better food, why should I make sure that the children who will come after me will also eat better food? Please, and please again, if there's something that can be done about this, it should be done now. Because the food they are eating, most of them will fall sick, and the money which will be used in taking care of others will be used to take care of their sickness. I rest my case.
I thank you so much for the call, but if there's somebody who does a Greek or something, is it that very complicated to get cassava and make gari? Look, those of you who haven't tried cassava and PC, you have to try it. It's just so beautiful. Just eat the cassava like you're eating slim ones. Now, I don't know. Maybe there's some difficulty in producing food. A broke akra. I don't know. What seems to be the challenge? And surely, I don't think they have to tell us that it's money. Surely it can't be money to put some cassava sticks in the ground, to put some corn seeds in the ground, and no, they want to make country say it's Kassam. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
This is Bright.
Let me hear you.
All right. Nana, this is your topic. I've been listening to your program for a very long time. This is my first time contributing.
Thank you.
These issues are giving an issue that we need to talk about. Look, last 2 weeks, I went to visit my son.
Lower your radio set because I really want to hear you.
No, my radio is off.
It's off, yeah? Okay, there's some feedback. Yeah. Okay, let me hear you.
I went to Panto to visit my son at the Shawarma College. When you see the food they give the children, Dana, you weep for your son. In fact, Gary, they didn't put anything. They just add soup on the Gary, just like that, to the children. Yes. So I asked my son, so is this what you'll be eating? He said yes. That's why I told you, come with bank and pepper. The pepper don't grind. Just bring the pepper and tomatoes. We'll find our way around it. So this issue is an issue that we need to talk about it. The unfortunate part is when they raise the issue, instead of our leaders to listen and see how best we can solve the issue, they end up insulting them. When the headmaster said it, you go after them. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Shall God bless you too. God bless you too. Folks, in all seriousness, it's wickedness. Because can you imagine? Parents are talking about Gary. Nobody's talking about anything exquisite, just nothing deluxe. Just basics. Pure basic carbohydrates. Pure basic. I'm scared to talk about red meat. I'm scared. But folks, is it really beyond us? That even if once a month some cow will be slaughtered and will be is it really beyond us? If we look at the luxury lives, you can see if there's a library somewhere and the president is going to open the library, and you watching some of the videos on TikTok and why, you'll be counting like 42 cars. All these cars. So I don't know. Maybe we are complaining too much. Maybe we are ungrateful. Maybe we are also ungrateful. I don't know. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana.
Hi, who am I talking?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tafik here.
Tafik, let me hear you.
I'm lucky to talk to you today.
Yes.
Nana, like it's signal. Because these politicians, it's election year, and I'm sure they will go to every corner of this country. But wherever they will go to, they will promise heaven to earth.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens? They will not do anything. They will just come back and sit in Accra after they won the election. And then life continues just like that. One caller has been consistent in saying that in this country, you build something for yourself and your family. And then you leave the rest. Because those that are in charge, they don't care. They just don't care.
Hello? Hello? Okay, I think you're not paying attention. This one says, and after all these, we never cease hearing, we have promised and we have delivered. And I wept today after listening to the Empty Plates documentary today. May God have mercy on Ghana. This is Sterling Mote in Osu. Honestly, in all honesty, this is 1 hour prime time. I'm talking to citizens, and we are begging for Gary. We are begging for palm oil. And just palm oil. We're not talking about olive oil or extra virgin coconut oil. Just palm oil. Beans. Just beans. That's what we are talking about. I mean, come on, Charlie. I mean, it's as if we are joking. Engo, red oil. You just boil na masa, engo no keke. Na aja, yedi ayeduani ama mofrano. Tuna, kakra, mackerel, kakra. What? Charlie. This. As for this one, dear, I think we need to do something. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana.
Yes, sir.
Kwabna.
Hey, Kwabna, let me hear you.
Welcome. Nana, so an interview, Evans, and I was when the gentleman like that he took red one when he was. Is he saying once the kind generation to say in this time? How long ago did secondary school? How can you make that to justify the incompetent work that has gone in your department for all this? This guy needs to be tomorrow. We shouldn't be in such things. I'm just angry. It doesn't make sense. Nana, good evening.
Good evening, and I share in your passion and your anger. Honestly, I share in your passion. It's just that as a people too, we don't like demonstrating, But a kawedi, and sanke ebesra no pana parenting Ministry of Education who catch them say munya is ansem we asana but we don't like to agitate. We don't get angry that often. But this is a serious anger problem. That to sit here. And as I'm saying, I'm not talking about goat meat or cow meat or gari, beans, kakra, emo. I mean, it doesn't get basic as far as food is concerned. How can you ration gari and beans to a child in Ghana today? I mean, how? It just say we are dream who be untiasia. It is so sad that the nation will come to a standstill, and all we are trying to beg for is this basic foods to be given to children so that they eat. And the annoying part, as one said, it is the state who said that, no, put them there, I will feed them. A good number of parents are there and ready and could have fed their children. It says, no, I will feed them. If you join PTA meetings today in schools, it is like a covert mission. Just said yes, code speaking underground. They are trying to rally money to go and help the school, but the headmaster shouldn't know, because if the headmaster knows, he gets into trouble. Eti parents no come who want to say CIA phobi, na omo yesusu, and one year careful like you get some concerned patient parents, then wako report to say, hey, the school is collecting money. They will summon the headmaster. Obeka say minim hushi. The parents because Jesus Christ. And in the meantime, in between time, these kids are there eating rubbish. We should get angry. We should get angry a little bit. We should definitely get angry a little bit. But I'll tell you one thing that will be in abundance is kokonte this Easter. There's not going to be any rationing of kokonte this Easter. So make your way to Edumasa, the little Republic of Edumasa this Easter. 28th of March, the Edumoya traditional rites. And I told you about these rites. Is a maternal deity in Edumasa. And after we have performed the rites, the fruits and bits that we leave there, those of you who want a child, will be nyaba. Those of you who have, businesses collapsing and stuff, hey, okwa ebe yama. Saturday morning, Saturday 30th of March, there's a hiking. Then there's a coronation of the Kokumba chief. I've got new Kokumba settlers in the Dumasa, so one of them is going to be made a chief. Oheneyere Giftianti will have his usual annual party, which is a big thing. I mean, the kids actually look forward to this. I'm sure by now she's out there begging for arms and aid and water and cash and kind to be able to serve all these kids. Sunday is Akwesidai. Can you imagine? Easter Sunday is actually Akwesidai. So after we finish the Akwesidai, it's the 40th anniversary of Utresium Nananyampong. Pesehene, 40th anniversary. So I don't know who Kwafakoto will come and we shall all go to Pese to join in the celebration. And then Easter Monday, installation of our new Mankrado Hema. So that's going to be big traditional ceremony of how to install the Queen Mother, the Mankrado Queen Mother, and then the Kukunte party. As you all know, Kukunte comes from Edumasa. We'll be expecting you all. Say thank you to Adom FM, Joy FM, Adom Kubitus, The Standpoint, Verna Mineral Water, X Mineral Water, and the Peninsula. I am Ansah Kwao the fourth, and I say next Monday we're back to do all this all over again. Abe Kusan Kofi was on the ones and twos. Kofi Hayford is here. Proper soul searching songs. Yeah, bomb Kolanetri Modern. We have to play some songs to redeem us. Papani is going to do the news bulletin, so stay tuned. And Sammy Forsen, I will see you soon.
8 o'clock.
Joy headline news at 8 with me, Michael Ashale. Now, it's been 5 days since undersea internet cables were cut, plunging the entire country into an internet blackout. Providing updates to Parliament this evening, Communications Minister Ursula Wusu says to forestall a future occurrence, the NTA is working to license satellite internet service providers to reduce the country's reliance on undersea internet cables.
Licensed satellite gateway earth stations, London rights, and satellite earth station networks. OneWeb has already been licensed. Starlink is in the process of being licensed, and other operators are being encouraged to land in Ghana. We must also invest in operationalizing RASCOM.